Zoe Slater's explosive return to EastEnders, Sharon Watts, Vicky Fowler, and 20 years of unfinished business. For 2 decades, EastEnders fans have wondered whether Zoe Slater would ever set foot in Albert Square again. The last time we saw her, she was walking away from Walford under the shadow of heartbreak, betrayal, and secrets too big to bear. Now, after 20 years away, Zoe has made her long-awaited return, and her comeback is already dividing the square. While many fans are thrilled to see her back, not everyone in Walford shares that excitement. Vicky Fowler has already made her displeasure known, and Sharon Watts, who has endured some of the worst betrayals at Zoe's hands, is about to find herself thrown into the middle of an emotional firestorm. Ahead of Sharon's dramatic comeback scenes, actress Alice Haig, who plays Vicky, has teased that her character has been keeping Zoe's reappearance a closely guarded secret. Vicky has kept it to herself because she was worried that Sharon wouldn't come back if she told her, Haig revealed. Vicky knows how much Sharon has been through, and she feels quite protective of her, plus she's fearful of what Sharon might do. It's explosive when Sharon arrives and finds out that Zoe is back in the square. But this isn't just another family squabble. This storyline reopens some of the most infamous chapters in EastEnders history. From Den Watts' shocking manipulations to Dennis Rickman's tragic death, Zoe's return is stirring up a nightmare of lies, grief, and unresolved anger that has haunted Sharon for decades. A look back. Zoe Slater's complicated past. To understand why Sharon and Vicky's reactions to Zoe's return are so intense, we need to revisit Zoe's turbulent past in Walford. Zoe Slater burst onto the scene in 2000, quickly becoming one of the most iconic members of the Slater clan. Viewers will never forget the legendary, "You Ain't My Mother" showdown with Kat, which revealed that Kat was not Zoe's sister but her mother. That secret set the tone for Zoe's entire EastEnders journey, a young woman shaped by deception, family drama, and desperate choices. Her life became even more complicated when she was manipulated by Den Watts. In one of the most notorious EastEnders storylines, Den convinced Zoe to fake a pregnancy by Dennis Rickman, Sharon's true love. The plan was meant to break Sharon and Dennis apart, and for a while, it worked. Sharon's heartbreak and Zoe's guilt created lasting scars that have never truly healed. But the deception didn't end there. Zoe eventually became entangled in Den's own downfall, playing a role in the events that led to his murder. Though Zoe wasn't the one who struck the fatal blow, she was present during the explosive confrontation that ended his life. Haunted by her choices, Zoe left Walford in 2005, determined to escape the weight of her past. Sharon Watts and Zoe Slater, a history of betrayal. Of all the people Zoe hurt during her time in Walford, Sharon Watts bore the deepest wounds. Sharon's relationship with Dennis Rickman was a rare source of true happiness for her, but Den's scheming and Zoe's lies ripped it apart. Alice Haig explained, "The amount of lies and deception that went down all those years ago was just awful, so there's a lot of unfinished business between them and Zoe. It wasn't just the affair with Den, it was also that he convinced Zoe to lie about being pregnant by Dennis, and then there's the murder. It's as if a whole nightmare has now resurfaced." For Sharon, seeing Zoe again isn't just a reunion, it's reliving one of the most painful chapters of her life. To this day, fans debate whether Sharon can ever forgive Zoe, or whether her reappearance is destined to reopen old wounds. Vicky Fowler's dilemma, loyalty or truth. While Sharon prepares to confront Zoe, Vicky Fowler is stuck in an impossible position. As Alice Haig teased, Vicky has deliberately kept Zoe's return secret. Her reasoning is simple. She's terrified of how Sharon will react. Vicky knows how much Sharon has been through, and she feels quite protective of her, Haig said. Plus she's fearful of what Sharon might do. It's explosive when Sharon arrives and finds out that Zoe is back in the square. But Vicky isn't just caught between two women with a dark past, she also has her own baggage to deal with. She and her partner, Ross Marshall, still owe Sharon a large sum of money. Ross and Vicky are doing their best to pay her back, Haig admitted. But there's no doubt that they owe Sharon a lot of money. They haven't really scratched the surface of the debt right now, so Sharon is quite right to be frustrated by that. This financial subplot adds another layer to the drama. Sharon's anger won't just be about Zoe, it will also be about betrayal, broken trust, and financial strain. The explosive reunion. When Sharon finally comes face to face with Zoe, EastEnders promises fireworks. After all, both women have 2 decades of resentment bottled up inside them. Haig hinted that there are lots of twists and turns to come, but it's safe to say that they are both very, very angry with Zoe. Their reunion won't be warm, and it won't be quick to resolve. Will Sharon seek revenge, or will she try to understand Zoe's side of the story after all these years? Will Zoe attempt to apologize, or will her defensive Slater streak flare up? Whatever the case, fans can expect emotional, high-stakes drama that echoes the very best of EastEnders storytelling. Ross Marshall. A wild card in the mix. Though much of the focus is on Zoe, Sharon, and Vicky, the presence of Ross Marshall complicates everything further. As Vicky's partner, Ross has ties to Sharon through the money they owe her. His attempts to smooth things over might fall flat once Sharon discovers that he's been part of keeping Zoe's return a secret. Ross represents something new in this web of old grudges, but in EastEnders, new blood often stirs up as much trouble as it tries to fix. Could Ross be the one who tips Sharon over the edge, or might he help broker some kind of fragile peace? Fan reactions. Nostalgia meets suspicion. Zoe's return has sparked a wave of excitement online. Longtime viewers have taken to social media to express their joy at seeing one of the Slater clan's most complex characters back in the square. Many are nostalgic, remembering the early 2000s storylines that cemented Zoe as a fan favorite. But not everyone is convinced. Some fans fear that Zoe's reappearance could reopen old storylines without offering enough fresh drama. Others speculate that the show might be building towards a tragic exit, rather than a long-term comeback. Still, one thing is certain, EastEnders has successfully captured the audience's attention. Zoe's return is a talking point in a way that few comebacks manage to be.